20 terrifying actor injuries that you actually see in the movie. Here are 20 terrifying stories of actors who were injured on set that you actually see in the movie. These are real accidents that were intentionally left in the scene by the directors. No wonder these scenes look very real. What you see is what you get. Want a chance to win an Amazon gift card? Watch till the end to find out how. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Brad Pitt in Seven. While shooting a pursuit scene in the rain, Pitt banged his hand through a window and caused severe tendon injury to his hand. It was so severe that the script had to be reworked to include his injury into the storyline, which is why he's wearing a sling. Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge. Many critics thought Nicole Kidman's dancing was substandard in Baz Luhrmann's movie, but the actress hit back with news that she had broken a rib and torn the cartilage in her knee while filming the movie. The injury to her knee was so bad that she had to film some parts sitting down so the camera wouldn't show her leg brace. Channing Tatum in Foxcatcher. Not one person makes Channing Tatum bleed his own blood, except Channing Tatum. When the actor smashes his face into a hotel mirror, the force of his actions managed to break the mirror and cut him, in spite of it being covered with safety plastic. Word on the set was he also smashed the wall behind it. Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler. A bathroom scene in Nightcrawler, a high-octane thriller about paparazzi in LA, shows a frustrated Lou Bloom, Jake Gyllenhaal, punch a mirror. Similar to Tatum's, it wasn't supposed to break, but he had to go to the hospital to deal with the cut, and that's still Gyllenhaal's real blood in the movie. Leonardo DiCaprio in Django Unchained. Leonardo DiCaprio was supposed to just thump his hand on the table in a powerful scene at the Candyland Ranch. The version that makes it into the film, however, shows the actor break a glass when he executes this move. That's DiCaprio's real blood from the cut caused by his smash, left in there by Quentin Tarantino. Daryl Hannah in Blade Runner. In Blade Runner, Daryl Hannah's character, Pris, was supposed to run during a raining scene, moving swiftly on the rain-soaked ground as she runs away from Sebastian. But Hannah slipped on the wet pavement accidentally and jammed her arm into a car window made of real glass. Hannah chipped her elbow in 8 different places and still has a scar. Cary Elwes in The Princess Bride. In the movie, Christopher Guest was armed with a genuine sword, but Cary Elwes ultimately persuaded him into using the pommel to give him a gentle tap on the hand. Elwes was knocked out cold for real and woke up in the hospital with stitches being sewn into his head. But that take was done really well and made it into the film. Sean Bean in Patriot Games. Every so often, the effects in movies look so good you can't tell that they're unreal. And occasionally, that's the actor's real blood falling from their face. In Patriot Games, it's the latter. When Harrison Ford swipes a boat hook at Sean Bean in the final bout, it really hits him in the head, causing a permanent scar. Halle Berry in Gothika. Robert Downey Jr. went a little too much in a scene where he had to restrain Halle Berry in his 2003 psychological horror. As her arm twisted, it broke, with RDJ instantaneously stopping when he heard the pop. The pair remain good friends today, although production for the movie was deferred for 8 weeks while she rehabilitated. Viggo Mortensen in The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. In the second Lord of the Rings movie, there's a scene where Aragorn thinks Merry and Pippin are dead, their bodies burned. Viggo Mortensen actually shows his emotions as he kicks his helmet and lets out a cry. While we think he's a wonderful actor, the force he brings to that scene is possibly due to the fact that he broke 2 toes kicking the headgear. Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now. One instance of art imitating life is in the opening scene of the movie, where Martin Sheen's character is flinging himself around a hotel room while having a breakdown. Apparently, what we're seeing when we watch the film is Sheen actually drunk while having an actual breakdown, the result of his serious alcoholism at the time. We do know, however, that it was his own blood he smeared all over his face in the scene. Margaret Hamilton in The Wizard of Oz. As much as you want to see the Wicked Witch of the West get slain in this classic movie, you don't want to hear that the actress also agonized. While filming, problem with the trapdoor meant that when the flames rose and Margaret Hamilton was supposed to vanish, she was still there and suffered burns to her face and hands. Fred Astaire in Follow the Fleet. Now and again, the best take happens to be the one that dealt the unanticipated blow, which was the case for the 1936 movie. The stunning dress Ginger Rogers was wearing for the scene also came with beaded parts that Astaire claimed must have weighed a few pounds each. When they smacked him in the face during the first take of the number Let's Face the Music and Dance, they hurt his cheek and eye and left him somewhat maimed. Ouch. Gianni Rousseau in The Godfather. You don't mess with the Corleones. Sonny, James Caan, is supposed to give Carlos Rizzi, Gianni Russo, a ruthless beating. But when Caan pounced on Russo with a trash can, he broke the actor's ribs and shattered his elbow. For real. Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 6. While filming a scene for Mission Impossible 6, the veteran star jumps between two buildings in London in August 2017. In the scene, Cruise was connected to a harness while making the jump but landed short and collided hard into the side of the building. He was able to pull himself up but walked with a noticeable limp before falling down next to crew members. Steve Carell in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. A lot of the women reading this list are probably rolling their eyes right now at the suggestion that being waxed constitutes an injury that an actor should be praised for enduring. Still, waxing sessions aren't always captured on film for millions of people to see, and they don't normally include the removal of quite as much hair as is on Steve Carell's chest. Not only was the waxing scene in The 40-Year-Old Virgin entirely actual, but so were all of Carell's reactions, down to his iconic shout of, "Kelly Clarkson!" Jim Caviezel in The Passion of the Christ. Regardless of your own personal religious beliefs, or lack thereof, there's no denying that some pretty bizarre things took place during the filming of The Passion of the Christ. On top of getting hypothermia and a separated shoulder, actor Jim Caviezel was actually struck by lightning while shooting the part of Jesus. Caviezel also endured a 14-inch cut when one of the actors unintentionally landed one of the pretend lashings on his back. Want a chance to win an Amazon gift card? Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and answer this question in comments. Which scene made you cringe the most? Winners will be chosen randomly in comments, so make sure to come back and see. Sylvester Stallone, First Blood. Stallone did many of his own stunts while filming the first installment in what would become the Rambo franchise, including some that were exceedingly dangerous. While he let a stuntman be the one to actually drop from the cliff ledge while being hunted by the helicopter, Stallone himself chose to be the one filmed falling down into the trees below. In one of the falls, he didn't land as securely as he planned to, and his body crashed hard onto a huge tree branch, causing him to break quite a few ribs. The yelp that can be heard after the dangerous fall sounds so convincing because it was the sound of a man screaming from the pain of just having broken his ribs. Diane Kruger in Inglourious Basterds. It is indeed possible to fake being choked, but to make the faces and turn the colors that Diane Kruger did during her death scene in Inglourious Basterds, she had to be going through the real thing. Tarantino himself is the one doing the choking in the close-up, unwilling to exactly put Kruger's life into another actor's hand. And so those who've seen Bridget von Hammerschmidt get strangulated were watching the real thing. Except that Diane Kruger luckily only passed out and was just okay after that. George Clooney in Syriana. In the movie Syriana, a scene required the oppressor to knock over the chair that Clooney is secured to and send him crashing to the floor, straight onto his head. Clooney spent almost 2 weeks in the hospital in excruciating pain without the doctors knowing exactly what was causing it. It was only after his friend Lisa Kudrow suggested that he see her brother, who happens to be a neurologist, that it was revealed that his spinal fluid was leaking. The nearly deadly condition was caught in time and was mostly addressed, but Clooney hurt so severely while recuperating that he later disclosed he deliberated suicide due to the pain. Did you find out how to win an Amazon gift card? Be sure to watch again to find out how. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our other videos.